Hello.
No.
It says live.
Hmm?
I just saw you saying live.
Hmm?
Hello. I'm trying to test to see if I'm live. I've got I got some things I want to share with you. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it and share it. And what's inspiring me to do this is just so much craziness that's going on in the world. I said I want to bring some light and some thinking on what can you do to begin to unleash the power that you have within you in this space that we have right now. I want you to like this page and share it. How many of you know that with all of the negative, toxic, divisive things that's going on, that we need to have some pushback. We need to have some actionable steps of what we can do in order to create some momentum in the direction of where we want to take our lives to and what we want to do on the other side of all the distractions. Now, trust me on this. I know a thing or two. I'm 80. That's just think about that. I've seen some stuff, and we are victims of systematic mass distractions. Systematic mass distractions. How many of you understand that? Let me see some flames or some indication, some thumbs up to understand. Every day there's always something. Every day there's some new craziness, some new stuff that's going on right now. And the reason I wanted to have this conversation, and I know my message is not for everybody. I'm not here to talk about all the stuff that's going on. I want the people who know my voice. And some of you have been listening to me since you were little children, knee high to a hop of grass, okay? Come on. I've been doing this for 53 years. Some of you know my voice. And those of you who know my voice and can identify with my message, I want you to help me out right now. I want you to like this page and share it. Because what I notice when they have conversations about things that's in the area of entertainment, they have thousands of people. I mean, just think about that. I mean, when there are conversations about who's stealing whose jokes and Cat Williams and 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 all of the other different people, the brother who just got fired recently, just stuff that does not move the needle for our children and for our children's children. I'm a grandfather and I'm a great grandfather. I have 15 grandchildren and four great grands. And so this stage of my life, my goal is to do my part in helping to deliver a different kind of world. And that happens with being actively engaged. And here's one of the things that really interesting is that most people at my age, those who make it, everybody don't make 80. Let me tell you, I'm so glad to be here. I don't know. I mean, I'm so glad to be here. I don't know what to do. Listen, but I can't believe that I'm 80. When I look in the mirror, I say, come on, man. Where did the time go? There's a reason that Aurelia said, stop living like you have 1,000 years to live. So I want to talk to you about some things right now. That's very important, especially in this space. See, I was born in 1945, February the 17th, 1945. My twin brother and I. My brother, he's my hero, and he was a sky soldier. He served in Vietnam, Purple Heart, 24 years in the military and army, and so he's my hero. And we are sharing life together. And let me share something with you. My heart goes out to caregivers. I got some help. Oh my goodness, it's more than a notion. So we haven't been together since we were 18. So here we are now, 80-ish. And boy, it's an adjustment for both of us. He said to me, you getting on my nerve. I said, really? Then you about to make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. I want to share something with you. With all the stuff that's going on, all of the political things that's systematically reversing things that we fought for years to have. I want to talk to you what's important right now. And he who has ear, let him hear. I want to focus on not what's going on, but as the Black Eagle would say, what are you going to do about it? Here's something I want you to think about. I want us to focus on what are we going to do? What's the most important thing that you can do for mental health, for emotional regulation? What's the most important thing you can do if you've lost your job, if you've been laid off, or you're still recovering from COVID, or you have lost your job for political reasons, or your business because of the economy, things have changed dramatically, or you are one of those individuals that's being eliminated from the workplace because of artificial intelligence. I want you to listen to me closely. I've been fired. I say, I mean, it was not pretty. It was ugly. They changed the lock. They wouldn't even let me into the radio station. I'm not going to go there. But here's what I want you to know. Everything that's going on, I want you to know this. They meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. Had I not been fired, every job that I've lost, now life is lived going forward. What we learned from it looking back, everything that I've experienced, all the stuff that I have gone through has caused me to become the person that I am right now. Every job that I lost, it was Helen Keller said, when one door closes, another door opens. But most people spend so much time and so much energy looking at and talking about and complaining about the closed door. They don't see the open door. And here's what I know. You have the power in you to handle whatever happens right now. I'm telling you what I know. This is no theory, what I'm talking about. This is what I know. I've lived this. I came up and was born in the segregated South. I know about being in a culture where you're despised, where you are denied, where you are demonized. I know about that. I lived that. And all this stuff that's going on right now, trust me on this. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You got greatness in you. Don't focus on the distractions. No. This is a time you got to focus on you. And there are people who are doing it. There are people who've decided, wait a minute, it's time for me to bet on me. It's time for me to be my own boss. Marion White said, in life, when you don't have enough courage or insight that you have outgrown a situation and it's time to move on, life will move on you. I have a friend that I have not talked with, and I was going to reach out to her, and I decided not to. She did a TED talk, and Harvard graduate, brilliant, and talking about how difficult it was for her to get a corporate job with her Harvard degree. I'm looking at that with amazement. Are you kidding me? You looking for a job? You graduated from Harvard with honors? I was labeled educable mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, failed again in the 8th grade at Booker T. Washington High School in Miami. And I'm my own boss. Are you kidding me? I don't see myself being mentally fit to work for somebody else. I never forget a defining moment in my life when I was married at that time, and the guy that I was working for denied me the opportunity to go on vacation, and I followed all the rules, and I said, "Why can't I go?" And he said, "Because I said so." And he was indicating to me it was a power move. I run this place. You work for me. And I went home and I said to my wife, I said, "That bird is stupid." And she asked me, "If he's stupid, why is he signing your paycheck?" Whoa. I couldn't sleep that night. I got a stupid person signing my paycheck? What does that make me? Let me share with you when people change their lives. When they get to the point that they say, "I've had it." I've had it. Where you going? I don't know, but away from here. I've had no. It's when people leave relationships where they've been dying together, toxic, and then somebody just crossed the line and they say, "Okay, I'm out of here." And when we look at all the stuff that's going on right now, we were born and preserved for such a time as this. I know that God is in the midst of all this stuff, but what is it that we need to do in order to magnify and to extract what we're facing right now? And that is focus on the good. Focus on the power that we have and how we can use this power to move in the direction of where we want to go. Now, here's something I want you to think about. This is major. Got to protect your mind and your eyes. What are you talking about, Les? This is addictive. Called behavioral marketing. This is no time to be strolling. It's no time for boots on the ground or bring the fans out. This is a time that we have to use this tool. We have access to infinite information that we are now given an opportunity to create our own businesses, to be self-sufficient, to activate the ideas that we have within ourselves, to work on ourselves, to get together with like-minded people who have goals and dreams, and come out from among people who don't have goals and dreams, who are spending their time focused on entertainment, and get around people that's going in the direction of where you're going, and get around people that are hungry. Your environment matters. And the relationships that you have matter. And so don't buy into garbage in, garbage out. No, garbage in, garbage stays. The stuff that's on the internet and on television, it's poison to the mind. I'm telling you, as you listen to me, you're going to feel better in your body. I'm telling you what I know. As you listen to me right now, I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to ignite that hunger and that greatness in you that remind you of who you are and whose you are. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. On everything. Don't come for me. I didn't call an Uber. I know you. Can't see you, and I don't know anything about you personally, but I know you based upon my own experience, that you have the power in you to change whatever situation that you're in. I know a lady that called me one time. She was bedridden and blind, and she had to have someone to call me on the phone and hold the phone up to her ear and mouth and say to me, "Thank you, Les Brown, for giving that speech. You gotta be hungry. Gotta be hungry." I'm involved in multi-level marketing. I have a strong organization, and I just want you to know that you stirred something up in me. I said, "Whoa!" And her daughter said, Oh, my mother is blind. She's blind? Yes, and she's a quadriplegic. But she was still making a difference. She still had a goal and dream of not being dependent. I'm 80. Let me share something with you. One of the things I want to encourage you to do, protect your health, your mental health and physical health. I'm 80. I have an anti-Alzheimer's, anti-dementia, anti-nursing home, anti not being a burden to my children. My children don't owe me nothing. I have a responsibility to take care of the 85-year-old Les Brown, the 90-year-old Les Brown, the 100-year young Les Brown. That's my responsibility. They don't owe me nothing. And so we have to take our responsibility for what we want to create. That's why Marion White said, in life, when you don't have enough courage or insight to know that you have outgrown a situation and it's time to move on, life will move on you. We got this. We got that. This is no time to be running scared from these chumps. We got this. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We've come over a way that with tears have been watered. We've come treading a path through the blood of the slaughtered. Do you know who you are and whose you are? Do you know where we've come from? No. Oh no. No, this we were born and preserved for such a time as this. No. Oh no. There's some things that's just that bring out the greatness in you. There's some things that we have to focus now and step away from the distractions and focus on the solutions. What are we going to do? And so what do you suggest, Les? First of all, you got to have a game plan for your mind. What do you mean? Why you how to maintain sanity in an insane world? How do you do that? Don't look at it. Don't look at the news. Don't watch all the positives, the negative stuff here. Watch things that are positive. Don't ask me, you think they're going to let Diddy off? I don't care. You think they're going to open up the Epstein files? I don't care. I don't care anything about that. You think of the Orange Man going to jail? I don't care. I'm focused on my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and people who can hear my voice, that we are here because of God's grace and mercy. And he said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. I don't care about all this other stuff. I'm not going to watch it. It's none of my business. It doesn't elevate my level of consciousness. It does not give me the tools that will allow me to carve out a better world for my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and generations yet unborn. You got to be conscious and deliberate and determined to feed your mind positive stuff, or the stuff out here will drive you crazy. Every day there's something. And it's so easy to get sucked in. I can't tell you a number of times that I was looking at something on my phone and then something else comes out related to that and something else coming out related to that. And I'm asking myself, are they reading my mind? How do they know I'm interested? Because see, I am a 39-year fourth stage cancer conqueror. And so I'm always looking for things dealing with nutrition, things for how to empower your immune system. And I'm always looking for things how to have more energy and vitality and mental clarity. And what are the things that I need to do so that I don't fall prey to Alzheimer's or dementia? What I need to do that I can continue to be an active force in life, living a life of contribution. We're here to serve. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. So I'm not going to give any airtime or real estate in my mind on stuff that does not empower me, that does not feed my faith and my spirit, that does not trample thoughts of worry and negative, toxic energy that's going on. You got to be deliberate about this. It will drive you crazy. That's why a lot of people are triggered by all kind of crazy stuff. What you doing stepping in front of me? Fighting in grocery stores, trying to go in and take stuff out and just leave without paying. Fighting over parking spots, road rage. Their people is triggered. And so he said, I'll keep thee in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. Health, your mental health. Have a spiritual ritual. I'm not talking about religion. Religious people are afraid of going to hell. I'm spiritual. Spiritual people have been there. And to me, the difference between religious people and spiritual people, when you die of spiritual people, we experience hell when we see the person that we were supposed to become. See, there's so many people, I see people dying unlived lives, relatives. There are people that there's a guy that taught me in radio out of Miami. I was looking for him and had a GoFundMe for him. Come on. Are you serious? That part of what we have to do is take responsibility for our mental health and our physical health, because this stuff is affecting us. Let me share something with you. This is going to blow your mind. This doctor did a study, and this study, he is a cancer specialist. You know what he found out? Over 80% of the people that were diagnosed with cancer in his practice, that they had a toxic, negative, emotionally draining relationship that they were in, that they needed to get out of. Whoa. That people not only are getting cancer because of what they eat, lifestyle, but because of what's eating them. Now, what's the point I'm making here? You got to look at your relationships and ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Am I growing mentally and emotionally and spiritually? You have to create an environment. If you don't change your environment, if you don't change your relationships, your environment and your relationships will change you. I'm telling you what I know. And so part of handling this stuff, you can't deal with all the craziness out here and then go home and have hell going on in your house. No. You have to be intentional to create an environment that feeds your spirit. It doesn't make sense to be on a job and they tell you, oh, within 5 years, 80% of the jobs that people are doing now will be gone. And you don't have a game plan, an exit plan that you can have and create your own business, your own job before they come and fire you, before they tap you on the shoulder. Or like they did me, they changed the lock at the radio station. I went there at 5 o'clock in the morning, had a 6 o'clock until 10 o'clock show on WVKO radio station. Tried to put my key in and it didn't fit. Try again. Wait a minute. I'm looking at time. I got to be on at 6 o'clock. I saw a car there, parking lot. I drove my car up, saw the engineer's window, Nick Bodie. Drove a car next to the building. Hey, Nick, yeah, the door's locked. Yeah, they changed the lock. They did? Yeah. You fired. Hey, Nick, yeah. You know I'm crazy, don't you? He said, yeah. Open that damn door. I'm sorry. These are my pre-save years. He got up and he went and he opened the door. And when I came in, Mike Reeves, Reverend Mike Reeves, now who I trained, he was on the air. When I passed the window, he got up and ran out the back door. I came on. I said, listen, this is Les Brown. This is my last day on the air. They had fired me, but they didn't have the guts to do it to my face. But had they not fired me, I would have never became a community activist. Had they not fired me, I'd never became a state representative. Had they not fired me, I'd have never been able to go home to Miami and take care of Mamie Brown, who adopted me and my twin brother and 5 other kids, and was able to buy her a home and take care of her. And had they not fired me, I would not be who I am now. There's some blessings waiting on you on the other side of the challenge that you're going through right now. Therefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, the armor of faith, of determination, of drive, of relentlessness, and hunger. You were born for such a time as this. So you got to work on your mind. Next thing is, you got to look at your inner circle. Ask the question, who should I count on and who should I count out? There are some people that's always there when they need you, but when you need them, you can't find them. This is no time to be around people who you can't count on. You need to evaluate the people in your life and ask, are they a plus or are they a minus? This includes family members and children. I never forget this lady. Her name was Edith. She died of a massive heart attack. She was a teacher in Columbus, Ohio, East High School. And I was so upset as her daughter, she had one child. Oh, Mama, I'm going to miss you. I wanted to come and grab that afro of hers, say, get out of here. She sent her mother to an early grave, just drove her crazy. I said, come on, you didn't come from this kind of home. Why are you over here on Mount Vernon Avenue around these losers? You're an embarrassment to your mother. Come on, you're better than this. The mother's stressed out. You know how many people allow their children and relatives to drive them to an early grave? Listen, protect your health. A person with their health, they have 1,000 dreams. A person without their health, they have only one. I hear my brother now, he know I'm broadcasting. And he's up there walking back and forth. Wesley, I can hear you down here. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Oh, my heart goes out to all the caregivers. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. If what I'm saying, if it resonates with you, let me see some hearts. Some of y'all know me. So I'm no stranger to you. You've been listening to me when you were little teeny weenies. Let me see some hearts, some thumbs, some something, and some flames, so I can know that I'm on point up in here. Now, find something that's you. It's a new environment. Find something that's you. what skill that you need to develop right now that can help you to be able to become self-sufficient and to build your own economy. Here's something else. Build some new relationships. People that are doing things, that are going somewhere. I'm looking for some relationships with some people that have some skills in artificial intelligence that I don't have. I'm learning, but there's some other people that have some skills and I have something they don't have. I have branding. I'm known around the world. And so this is a time, and write this down, relationships, strategic relationships. It's the new currency. And now you have the opportunity to have not just local friends, but global relationships. This is an incredible time. New businesses are being birthed. Young people, teenagers are creating multi-million-dollar businesses. And I decided at 80, some of that money's got my name on it. I ain't through yet. And let me tell you something, it's amazing stuff. And I want to talk to people that's in your 50s or 60s. I'm 80, okay? I'm talking to this guy yesterday. Now, I can tell he was testing me to find out. He said, "We want you to speak for us, but we're looking at doing a breakout room. But at this stage of your life, we don't want to overwork you." I said, "Man, let me tell you something." I said, "How old are you?" He said, "I'm 37. I said, "I'm 80. I said, "I bet you I can outrun you now. We go out to a parking lot when I get there. Don't let this 80 fool you. Don't judge me as to whether or not I can come there and speak for an hour and do a breakout room. Who you think you talking to? You don't know me like that. Stop playing. Either you want me there, if you got my fee, I'll be there. If not, find somebody else. I'm not the one. Don't come here with no Toyota rates. I'm Rolls Royce, Bentley." You know, there are people that are going to judge you because of your age. And guess what? Yeah, that happened to me. A friend of mine said she was overqualified and she was not the right age. She was not the right fit. What do you do with that, Les? Keep moving. That's what you do with that. You keep moving. Something's going to happen. Something's going to break through for you. A broke clock is right twice a day. Keep moving. Keep on knocking. Somebody's going to answer. See, one of the things the reason that a lot of people are failing, not because of artificial intelligence, most people are not willing to pay the price. They're not hungry. They're not determined. They're not willing to make the sacrifice. They're not willing to do the hard work. Life is hard. If you do what is easy, quit, sit around and complain, and talk about all the stuff that's going on, Epstein, Diddy, and all this other mess out here. If you do what is easy, anybody can do that. Your life will be easy in terms of having conversations that don't contribute to your growth and development and your revenue. But if you do what is hard, learning something that you don't know, come out from among the people that don't contribute to your growth emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Develop some new relationships with people that are going somewhere, that are growing and that are developing themselves and that have a hunger to live a life that will outlive them. Your life will be easy. I'm telling you. And if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a reason to get up in the morning, hunger has purpose and meaning. When you have a hunger, you're willing to take care of yourself. When you have a hunger, you have a ritual for your mental stability, your mental health. When you have a hunger, you have something that gives your life purpose and meaning. You don't need an alarm clock to get up in the morning. Your dream will get you up. When you have a hunger, you rob the cemetery of your dream. as Dr. Miles Monroe would say. It's a time not to focus on the distractions, focus on the solutions. We were created by the Creator to create, not to sit back and complain. There's never been a statue erected to a critic. No, no. There are ideas in you, there are businesses in you, there are gifts in you that you haven't even reached for. You haven't even reached for them yet. I did not know all the stuff that I'm doing. I did not know I had it in me. And this is why it's important that you get around some new relationships. Sometimes you got to get up and go to new territory, have some new relationships. And I had someone, I want you to write this book down, The Road to Your Best Stuff. The Road to Your Best Stuff. And I had this person, Mike Williams, who saw this Les Brown before I saw him. See, you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. I was talking to someone and I was coaching her in her story. And she said, how could you tell my story back to me to the extent that I'm crying and listening to how you're telling my story? I said, this is what I do. I love this. She said, but I didn't even think about those things. I said, guess what? You can't see the picture when you're in the frame. You can't read the label when you're in the box. Here's something I want to say to you. Don't try and figure this thing out for yourself. If you knew what to do, you would have done it. Find someone that's where you want to be. Find someone that has a track record of achievement, that have some receipts, that can share with you things that can help you to shorten your learning curve. People say, oh, experience is the best teacher. No, wisdom is the best teacher. You want to be around people that know more than you. You earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. And I found that out. I got all the broke people out of my life. When you come around people that have more than you, people that are earning more than you, I'm telling you what I know. It increases your income. It changes your vision of yourself. Many people that's listening right now and gone on strolling are not going to achieve the goals that they have the capacity to achieve, but because of their environment and their self-image, and they have not been educated, they've been domesticated. Oh, come on now. No, he didn't go there. Yeah, we haven't been educated. We've been domesticated to go so far. You don't have an education. You don't educate people by teaching them how to memorize information that's obsolete before they get out of school. We've been domesticated. How can you be the number one entrepreneur free enterprise system on the planet and you don't have classes out of 12 years of education and school that's focused on how to start your own business? That's no accident. We've been domesticated. A culture that limits the kind of mindset that you have. And part of what I want to encourage you to do, take the time to read some things that will expand your mind. The Road to Your Best Stuff by Mike Williams. A setback is a setup for a comeback by Willie Jolly. Millionaire Mindset. That's a powerful book by Johnny Wimbrey. That you want to read things that expand your mind. And what you can see, I was talking to this young lady, and she said her mother was a crackhead. Her father shot her mother in the head. She survived that. He died early. She doesn't know who he is. But she said, for some reason, her mother gave her to her aunt. And it changed her life. She saw herself differently because she went from being with a mother who was a crackhead, living in a very toxic, negative, poverty stricken environment, to an aunt who had a higher standard how she lived her life, who was powerful, who had great communication skills, and how she dressed and how she interacted with people. She saw something different. It changed her life. Three things that's important now. One, listening to stuff that can feed your mind, reading on a regular basis. I still do it. Why, Les? Because I'm still here. And developing a new skill. And you can't be average. You got to be so good at it, finding something that you love that's a calling on your life that people will pay you to do it. And creating a new network of friends. I'm going to start doing some greatness communities, greatness gathering. I only want people who are hungry, people who have skills and knowledge, entrepreneurs, and people who want to do something big with their life. Helen Keller said life is either a daring adventure or it's boring. I'm looking for people who want to make their lives a daring adventure. I'm looking for people who want to speak to the world. I never forget when I was talking to Mike Williams, I wanted to become involved in speaking. And he said, what's your vision of yourself? I said, well, I like to speak to the NAACP and the Urban League. And then the phone went dead. And I called him back. I said, Mike, I said, we lost the signal. He said, we didn't lose the signal. I said, what happened? He said, I hung up on you. I said, why? He said, I'm not looking for somebody to train that's want to speak once a year around Black History Time. I want to talk to somebody and train somebody who want to speak to the world. And he hung up again. I called it back. I said, Mike, that's me. I want to speak to the world. Hey, you got to have people who have high expectations for you, who are challenging you, who will push you, who will bring the best out of you. This is a great time right now. We were born and preserved for such a time as this. And all the stuff, my mindset is everything that's going on right now. They meant it for evil. God meant it for good. It's going to bring out the greatness in us. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. If you feel me, let me see some flames right now. You know, I'm getting fired up in here. Let me see some flames or something. If you can feel a brother, as these young people say, can you feel me? Can you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. Oh boy. If you know what I'm saying and you can feel me, I'm looking for the few that are hungry. Thank you, Father, for using me. For giving me grace, for forgiving me, for your mercy, for your protection, for your guidance. And for those who can hear my voice, let them know they have the power in them. They were made in your likeness and image and given authority and dominion over everything, not some things, but everything on the face of the earth. Remind us, these things ye shall do, and greater things shall ye do. Remind us. It's a short form. It's the best way. Don't come on here talking for long. Have I been talking for long? Maybe too long. Okay. If you if you can hear me and you're ready to go to the next level and invest in yourself and hungry to do the work and feel like your life is not over. They say you old. They don't know you like that. No, no. I still got work to do. They can hire me as a speaker or I hire myself. That's I got it like that. You said don't come for me. I didn't call an Uber. No, no. And I'm looking for some strategic partners. If you have some internet technological skills, I'm looking. This is a time. Relationships is the new currency. If you can help get people in the room. I was talking to Kimberly today. She said, I'm a meeting planner. I get people in the room. I said, you can? I said, I love doing Zooms, but I really love being in the room with people so we can feel the energy of each other and see each other's eyes. If that's you, email me at lesbrown77@gmail.com. lesbrown77@gmail.com. Yeah, it's a special time. Thank you, Father. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. I'd like to see some flames or something to indicate that what I've said has had some value for you. Let me end this. I think I can do this over here. Thank you. And God bless you. I'm trying to, okay, I think I got it.